Talking about digital transformation in the government, and that's going to be the government keynote by Dr. Rajendra Kumar, Additional Secretary, Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, Government of India. Well, Dr. Rajendra Kumar is a senior officer in the Indian Administrative Service. At the Ministry of Electronics and IT, he is heading the policy formulation and implementation of various schemes under Digital India, e-governance, electronic manufacturing, data protection, and cybersecurity domains. Well, with this, we now request Dr. Rajendra Kumar to join us live on the Big CIO Show. So we'd request you to please unmute yourself and join us on the main stage by turning on your camera. Thank you so much, Dr. Rajendra Kumar, for joining us. How are you doing, sir?
Yeah, good morning. Thank you. I'm fine.
Pleasure. Thank you, sir, for joining us at the Big CIO Show. I now pass on the live baton to you. Over to you, sir.
Yeah, thank you. A very good morning to everyone on this panel and all members in the audience. I'm very happy to join in this session on digital transformation. So since I am working in the Electronics and IT Ministry in Government of India, so let me talk about digital transformation in government and how we are spearheading this entire effort that we have undertaken to transform how the government deals with its citizens and businesses, and how this entire interface with the stakeholders that government departments have, both at the central and state levels, is being transformed through digital interventions. So let me begin by saying that MeitY has unveiled a vision for 2025. This vision is for taking India to the level of $1 trillion in the digital economy in the next 5 years. And this vision envisages that all the government departments, they have to make all efforts in their own domains and the private sector to really ensure that their business models, their manufacturing, their services are transformed through digital interventions to reach this target of $1 trillion in the digital economy by 2025. So let me briefly mention what this entire effort involves and how we are leading this entire transformation in the government to achieve this vision. So as you may be aware, our current level of digital economy in India is of the order of about $200 billion, which is roughly about 7 to 8% of the current GDP. Our vision to take it to the level of $1 trillion by 2025 would involve ensuring that the share of digital economy, it goes up to at least 20% of the $5 trillion GDP by that time. So this massive shift from 7 to 8% of GDP to at least 20% in the next 5 years, that requires involvement of everyone, all the stakeholders, both in the government and the private sector. And unless we ensure that digital is the next way of life for everyone, both in the government and the private sector, this vision really is very difficult to achieve. Just to tell about a few steps that MeitY has taken to ensure that all the government departments, they realize the importance of this entire effort, and they take their own efforts in their domains. We have recently started working with various government departments in Government of India and the states to launch what we have termed them as national public digital platforms. So this involves ensuring that all the current digital initiatives that the government departments are implementing, they all should be brought on to a common national public platform for that particular domain. That would involve that all the services that they are currently delivering, that should be brought on to a common seamless interface for the citizens and businesses to really be able to access and ensure that their backends are transformed to ensure that the services are integrated and they are delivered in the most efficient manner. Already, this national public digital platform has been launched in one domain, that is health. As you may be aware, last year in August 2020, our Honorable Prime Minister unveiled the National Digital Health Mission, which encapsulates his entire vision of bringing this kind of national public digital platforms in various domains of governance. So under the National Digital Health Mission, all these citizens are being given a unique digital health ID, and all these services in the health sector by all the healthcare providers, both in the government and the private sector, they are being brought onto a common digital platform so that citizens can avail them seamlessly. So that is just one domain where we are attempting this transformation. Similar efforts are now underway in education, in agriculture, in transport, and various other domains of governance, where MATE is closely working with the concerned departments to ensure that they are all brought onto this common vision of this digital transformation. Let me also mention a few more areas where a massive transformation underway through digital interventions. This is the area of promoting startups and entrepreneurs in the digital space, where we wish to really encourage them to undertake advanced R&D and implement those solutions for the benefit of the industry and the government departments. So we are currently implementing 22 such centers of excellence across the entire country. And these centers have been established in partnership with the industry in various domains. For example, artificial intelligence in autonomous vehicles, augmented reality, virtual reality, IoT, 5G, etc., where the goal is to encourage our young entrepreneurs to bring startups on board to work in partnership with the leading industry associations and leading private sector partners to undertake advanced R&D and to ensure that these technologies can be implemented in the private sector and the government. Already we are seeing a lot of change happening in various areas where we are working with these startups to ensure that the industry and the government, they benefit from these interventions. Another area where we are working very closely with the private sector is in the domain of partnerships to ensure that our entire vision Digital India is transformed to ensure that the work that we have been doing for the last 6 years under this umbrella program is realized, and we are able to reach the benefits of the digital transformation to the citizens and businesses. Already results are visible in various domains. The impacts we can all see around us in terms of our status internationally for various domains of the economy. We have seen a significant improvement. For example, in the global competitiveness index, India for the first time has been ranked within the top 50 of the nations. And we hope that in the coming years, this can be improved further in terms of ease of doing business. We are now ranked 63, which is a huge improvement over 140 plus that we were at just about 5 years ago. So in various areas, we can see the change already happening around us. And I'm happy to inform that we have forged partnerships with all government departments and the private sector to ensure that this transformation is sustainable and meaningful for everyone. Let me also talk about one area where we have made tremendous efforts to bring our legal framework for the digital economy on par with the international best practices. This is in the domain of privacy and data protection. where, as you may be aware, we have brought out the personal data protection bill, which is now in the parliament for consideration. This PDP bill was drafted after extensive consultations with everyone in the private sector, with the legal fraternity, and we have drawn upon the best practices around the world to ensure that our privacy protection regime is really the best internationally. In fact, the feedback that we have been getting from different stakeholders, both within India and abroad, is that this bill would actually bring the most cutting-edge thinking in terms of data handling and privacy protection for people in India. Let me also mention that this bill would really pave the way for emergence of a massive data economy in India, where we would be able to really exploit the humongous data that we have collected in digital domain with our major projects running for last 2 decades now. And this data economy is going to bring, put in place a very solid foundation for India's leadership in emerging technologies. So let me mention a few aspects in that domain as well, where METI is currently spearheading a national level effort to really bring the advantages of these technologies to the wider private sector and the government departments. We have launched a program on artificial intelligence, where we have launched national portal on AI in partnership with the industry, where we have tried to bring together all the different efforts that different entities in India are undertaking in the domain of artificial intelligence. We also hope to launch a national program on AI very soon, where we would really like to work with all the stakeholders in private sector, with our academic and R&D institutions to conduct advanced R&D and bring the benefits of this strategic and transformational technology to the entire economy and to various domains in governance. We also have separate initiatives in other domains, for example, blockchain, in AR, VR, as I mentioned earlier, in IoT, where our efforts have been to really ensure that both the government departments and the private entities, they should work together to bring the advantages of these technologies to the Indian economy. We also are working closely with the SMEs and entrepreneurs in India. We have launched grand challenges in the last 1 year in various domains, where we have encouraged the startups to come up with very innovative apps in various domains. And these apps we have recognized by giving them suitable rewards. And also we have brought them in our startup ecosystem, which is a key part of the METI initiative. You might have heard about the METI Startup Hub, which is now a very vibrant ecosystem to really bring all the startups in emerging technologies, in other technology areas together on a common platform, so that they can be supported by METI and other government departments with funding, with other kind of collaboration, with mentoring, with access to markets, both in India and abroad, so that they can take benefit from this very strong emerging startup ecosystem in India. As you may be aware, the startup ecosystem in India has gone from strength to strength over the last few years. And this year alone, in 2021 alone, we have 14 unicorns emerging in India. They are mostly in technology-focused areas, or their work is technology-focused. And we hope that by 2023, the number of unicorns in India would hit the target of 100, which would be about 2 years earlier than what we had envisaged in 2019, when we unveiled the $1 trillion vision for METI. So by all indications, I believe we are really on the path to a digital-led transformation of the entire economy and various governance domains in the next 5 years. And we are going to see a massive transformation, which is digital-led across all domains. Unfortunately, the impact of pandemic we have seen in the last 1 year and continuing even this year, where we have seen some setbacks in our efforts. But I'm sure with the massive campaign to really tackle the pandemic through vaccination and other measures would really bring results in the next few months. And once the pandemic's impacts are over and once we can resume our normal activities, we would see this efforts towards transformation growing again further and bringing results in all domains. Let me also say that the pandemic has in some ways really accelerated the digital transformation. Even in government, we have seen the government departments switching to digital mode of working in a massive way. So that's one clear sign of the adoption of digital transformation as a way of working, as a way of life for all departments in government, both at central level and the state level. We have applications like e-office, video conference solutions, which are fully developed domestically by our own Métis organization like NIC and the private sector, which are now being used extensively to really ensure that the working of government departments is not affected as a result of the pandemic. So we have seen a lot of changes happening towards really ensuring that digital is the next frontier which we all have to reach, where we can see this massive impacts coming in the next 5 years. So let me conclude at this point of time by wishing all the very best to all the participants in this event. And I would really wish all the best for the deliberations in this event, which lie further ahead during the day. So thank you very much for inviting me here. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Dr. Rajendra Kumar. We couldn't have expected a better opening than this. Thank you for your valuable time and your valuable insights. Thank you once again.